Welcome back to another episode of Liberty and Morality Defined presents. Recognition of self-worth holds more enlightenment than we realize. Now, if you've read my books Liberty Defined and Morality Defined, then you probably have a good idea of what that means. And if you haven't, that's okay, because recognizing how much you value yourself is the foundation of all property ownership, morality, and liberty. Recognition of self-worth is about finding value in oneself. Without this value, self-ownership is non-existent because the entire purpose of ownership is to set boundaries for others capable of recognizing worth and value. These boundaries are important because they allow other individuals with similar cognitive abilities and social skills and sets to recognize borders of what they are allowed to interact with. Now, this includes themselves, others, and what is claimed as property and wealth. So what does value mean? Where is this value, and what creates this value? Initially, this creation is in the recognition of one's desire to continue their life, maintain it, and improve its quality. This is the perpetuation of the life of the sentient, reason-capable being. To be clear, these beings are the ones readily able to comprehend a sense of time, past, present, and future in relation to itself beyond instinct to perform tasks based on environmental changes which regularly occur. And these environmental changes include both social environment as well as natural environment, like the earth and the universe. By recognizing this desire, this value in one's own life, to perpetuate one's existence and improve upon it, we often can see how others have similar ideas. Boundaries through ownership are realized as necessary to protect our ability to maintain our individual lives from other sentient beings capable of reason and communication, at least as complex as our own. This is an important concept to highlight as it is about recognizing security. This security concerns the acquisitions of sustenance, protection from others akin to us in nature, shelter, and later on the pursuit of happiness. By being able to communicate ideas of setting boundaries, we begin the process of recognizing the value others have placed on their own lives and the similarities behind their reasons for doing so to our own. When people are confident in their ability to move unrestricted out of fear of being accosted, they will devote more of their natural resources, their time, intellect, and labor, to creating other items of value, to creating real wealth. These creations of value are rooted in satisfying what is desired to maintain and or improve the quality of life desired, the life valued, to be preserved. Because these creations, these refinements of an individual's time, intellect, and labor, are crafted for the purpose of satisfying one or more of the four basics of life, that which would be understood as sustenance, shelter, security, and happiness, they are valuable. All value of reason-capable and sentient life stems from the purpose of maintaining and or improving the quality of that life in some fashion. And with the creation of things that have value rooted in the preservation of their creators' lives comes the invention of wealth in tangible form. Understand that to mean here comes the invention of capitalism, barter, voluntary exchange. All of the refinements of an individual's three natural resources is wealth because of where the value is rooted. So the next progression of maintaining and improving the quality of the first individual's life with recognized value in him or herself is to create boundaries which are universally applicable to all people akin in sentience, reason, and communication capabilities. With this comes the advent of morality and liberty simultaneously. With these concepts, it is imperative to recognize how to communicate with others while maintaining and improving the quality of one's own life as to avoid with diligence, any unintentional and intentional infringement of another akin being's ability to maintain and improve the quality of their life as well. With regard to morality, the issue is in defining the acts of intent to disregard, neutrality, and the promotion of life and wealth. As for liberty being concerned, the issue is in the acquisition of wealth via direct creation as an individual, group creation, A combination of the two, involuntary interactions designed to avoid transgressions and restrictions on the abilities of others to create and acquire wealth. With morality, the idea is simple. Do what does not promote the destruction or restriction of others to provide for themselves of their own merit and ability with intent to gain wealth by denying them with such a dual intent to hinder them and profit from them. This is the neutral base of all morality, and is the foundation of what is called the non-aggression principle. This is the ability to peacefully exchange or create without hurting or hindering others. It's important to recognize that. This is about not hurting or hindering others' abilities to peacefully and honestly maintain the quality of their lives with intent to violate their consent, the boundaries they place on how they feel they wish to be interacted with. Within reason, meaning that you have to be able to have some wiggle room in order to communicate, in order to have clarity of what the expectations to interact with another human being are supposed to be. Now, the second part of all this is to restrict another being's ability to provide for themselves by employing unwarranted aggressive actions against them to coerce their conformity or steal from them, detracting from their ability to currently maintain or improve the quality of their life. Now, this is entirely about the dual intent to hinder or hurt another while profiting from them with absolutely duress-free and coercion-free voluntary consent. To violate the consent of another is to enslave them for the amount of their time, intellect, and labor spent acquiring, creating, or maintaining whatever is in question. To deceive another through consent is part of this problem. To continually to do this is to discourage the continuance of such acquisition, creations, and or maintenance, thus encouraging the limiting and promotion of finite resources and wealth in terms of that which is necessary to satisfy sustenance, shelter, security, and happiness. By discouraging the creation of such, the voluntary interactions to exchange such makes the likelihood of future resources and wealth in abundance so much lower. Now, the third part of this moral point is that the third being the promotion of other beings' abilities to provide and improve the quality of their lives by refining one's own three natural resources to be directly given to others without an exchange being necessary. This is called charity, and it is done for many reasons that do not involve a contractual obligation for a return. Now, many will suggest, as I do, and what I believe, is that by performing such acts of altruism, charity, whatever you would like to call it, that the charity will amount to a potential return on investment to and by the recipients to offer the charity in the future in a time of need. Think of it like karma. Well, another example would be by proactively lending aid to others, making the chances they will opt to not coerce or deceive another in order to survive themselves. Meaning that if we take care of somebody who's hungry today, they're less likely to go around stealing. Meaning that people are less likely to be really worried about guarding their property because people are going to be respectful of that. And if people are going to be respectful of that, they're more likely to go help somebody else out because they're being respected. Remember, morality is about ensuring the confidence and peace of mind in other akin beings concerning reason, sentience, communication abilities, the means to go about their business unrestricted, to produce the wealth required to maintain and improve the quality of their own lives. Keep in mind that being unrestricted is not about complete and total freedom to do whatever one wants to do. Unrestricted is about maximizing the ability to have more minds free of duress available to maximize the entire group's potential to problem solve new issues. This in turn increases the ability of all akin beings to maintain and improve the quality of their lives. If they don't have to worry about being stolen from by somebody else, then they can focus more on problem solving other issues that they can't control. And to do that is what liberty is all about. Liberty is the refining of one's three natural resources, their time, their intellect, and their labor, to maintain and improve the quality of their lives. In essence, liberty is about objectively finding the most peaceful means to maximize the ability of akin beings to survive and prosper. This is why recognition of self-worth is at the heart of so many inspirational quotes and sayings. It is why self-worth is the root of all economic activity. It is why you'll hear from time to time some liberty advocate saying something along the lines of, all human interaction is economic interaction. Most importantly, recognition of self-worth is exactly why humanity has achieved such greatness, and why collectivizing the individuals holds humanity back so discouragingly. Equality and freedom to maintain and improve one's self-worth is superior to equality in ability to do so. Essentially, if we do not allow ourselves as individuals and as a species the freedom to explore and create new pinnacles of success as individuals and working together voluntarily as a group or groups, then we become stagnant in our abilities to problem solve. And stagnation in problem solving abilities always translates into deterioration of one's ability to improve his or her life. That, of course, can, and so often does, lead to the inability to maintain one's life. This is in effect seen in a deterioration of mathematical skills or language skills when not used. But let's apply that more aptly to what actually happens, meaning that if we feed animals, they may become dependent upon us. If we continue to give handouts to people through the redistribution of wealth, through taxes, they will become dependent on that. So lastly, I'd like to thank you for making the time to listen to this. I truly am appreciative if you have made it this far. To show my gratitude, please visit my website and download free copies of my previous works, Liberty Defined and Morality Defined. These are what I base this content on. You can get these free ebooks at the links below. Also, if you have found value in this work, please consider visiting my website and donating even just $1 to help encourage more works like them. Thank you so much for taking a peacefully proactive solution in bettering humanity's plight through comprehension and creation instead of ridicule and destruction. Thank you.